Have you ever wondered what happens when you use a different quantity of sourdough starter in your sourdough bread? Well, I have, and in this video, I'm going to test exactly that. This video is part of a series of sourdough experiments that I've been doing for the last couple of weeks. I will link the whole playlist up there if you want to check out the other things like doing no stretch and folds and using a discard starter. When it comes to the amount of sourdough starter, I have noticed, and some of you have also pointed it out in the comments, that I tend to use a lot in my standard recipe compared to the flour that I use. So my standard recipe is 360 grams of flour and 160 grams of sourdough starter. Now that's about 45%. When I look at other people's recipes, so I looked up a bunch online and I found that the highest amount, like that highest percentage of starter to flour is about 20%, and most recipes don't go above 10%. I have seen lots of recipes where they will use 500 grams of flour and 50 grams of flour, so that's just 10%. And so I wondered, well, what's going to happen? What kind of effect is it going to have if I am going to reduce the amount of the sourdough starter? And the way I'm thinking about this, again, the hypothesis is that not much will happen other than the fermentation time getting longer. Because my theory is sourdough starter is just flour and water that has already been fermented. And so when I use a lot of it in my bread, I speed up the fermentation of the bread as well. And that's why I usually do like a 2 to 3 hour maybe fermentation on the counter before transferring the dough in the fridge. And I think, and again, what I have seen in recipes online, that will usually do something like 6 to 8 hours. That would have been way too long for my bread, for my recipe, and it would have been way too over fermented. And so I believe what will happen when I use less of the starter is that I will just have to keep it fermenting on the counter for longer, but not much else beyond that. But I'm very curious to see if maybe it is also going to have an effect on the texture or flavor of the bread, even though that's not something I'm expecting. So as the baseline, I have done my standard bread recipe so that you can see what that looks like. So again, I'm using 360 grams of flour, which is a combination of all-purpose and whole wheat flour, and then the 160 grams of sourdough starter. And of course, all of the other ingredients, you can find the full list in the description down below. I have mixed everything up. I've kneaded it in the bowl just a little bit to make it a little bit less sticky, a little bit more in that boule shape. And then I've let it sit covered on the counter. Now I have to admit, I was a little bit kind of running all over the place that day, which was yesterday when I was making the dough. And so I ended up fermenting it on the counter or leaving it on the counter for about 4 hours. And what you will see is that the dough got very sticky when I got it out of the glass bowl that it was in. I was barely able to get it into the Benetton basket. It was super sticky, but I wasn't too worried because I've had those experiences before and the bread always turned out fine, which was, again, this case when I baked the bread this morning. It was well within my good enough bread margins. So I'm happy with the result. I would still consider it my standard bread, even though normally I would let it ferment for shorter, only again, maybe 2 to 3 hours on the counter and then transferring it to the fridge to ferment overnight. So the plan is that I'm now going to run 2 more tests, so make 2 more breads with much lower quantities of the starter. I will go down to 20% and 10% compared to the amount of flour. So I will keep everything else the same. The flour, the water, salt, all of that is going to stay the same. I'm only going to change the amount of the starter, and let's see what happens. It's a couple days later now, and I have made both of those two breads, and I'm now ready to share with you the results of my test and my takeaways. So for that second bread, I ended up doing 25% of the sourdough starter compared to the flour, so 90 grams, because it just felt like the jump from 45% to only 20% was maybe a little bit too much. And I think I did see some recipes that had up to 25% of the sourdough starter compared to the flour in the recipe. So I did 25%. I could see that the dough was a little bit drier naturally because I wasn't adding as much liquid into it with the sourdough starter. Once I was done mixing the dough, I let it sit on the counter for also 4 hours, like that first bread. But the difference this time was that after those 4 hours, once the dough doubled and I could see the bubbles, it was the right timing. Whereas with the first one, you heard me say that that was a little bit too much. The dough was super sticky. It was really difficult to work with it. Whereas this time, it was just perfect. So 4 hours was for me the right amount of fermenting on the counter. Once I've put it into my Benetton basket, I then kept it in the fridge overnight. I baked it the next day, and when I cut into it and I did a taste test, there was no difference to my regular bread. It was the same flavor, the same texture, it was the same bread. And for my last test, which I finished just this morning, I mixed the dough with only 10% of the starter. So 360 grams of flour, combination of both whole grain and all-purpose, and 36 grams of starter. So that is quite a big difference from the 160 grams of sourdough starter that I usually use. And that difference was definitely visible in both that the dough was a little bit drier, which actually made it easier to mix. But something that I was also expecting was that the finished bread was a lot smaller, because naturally there is a lot less substance in there, a lot less flour and water in the bread. When you compare the 160 to only 36, I'm missing like 130 grams of flour and water in that bread. But the mixing was fine, and I ended up fermenting it for about 6 hours. So it took about 2 hours more than the 25% bread, which again, it was expected. There is less starter. So, well, actually more fermentation is needed because a smaller portion of the flour and water is already fermented. And so 6 hours it was for this one. And then again, it went to the fridge for an overnight ferment as well, and then baking the next morning. And I, again, ended up with a nice bread. So that is an awesome result. Again, the taste and the texture of the bread is the same. It is just a smaller bread. So my takeaway from this test, it doesn't matter how much starter you use in terms of the final flavor and texture of your bread. It does matter for the timing of your fermentation. So the less starter you use, the more time you will have to wait until your bread is properly fermented. But that's not really an issue for me. It actually is something that I can work with. So if I know that I need to make the bread, maybe I only have the 2 hours, I'm still going to use the full 160 grams of starter so that I can ferment the bread quicker. But if I'm starting in the morning and I know I have the whole day for it, I'm going to use less, because that way I can keep more of the starter in the fridge. So I have limited space in the fridge. I can't keep a huge jar. I only have a jar that's, well, this jar. And so if I can use a smaller portion of this, that means I can stretch this starter for longer. It's going to last longer in the fridge, and I won't have to feed it as often. So I think I'm going to switch my bread schedule around a little bit and really start them early in the morning so that I can use less starter, keep it going the whole day, or, many hours on the counter, then overnight, then bake. Another takeaway I'm getting from this is that I probably don't really need to measure how much starter I'm using. I can dump in a spoonful, that was more or less the 36 grams or something, and I still need to judge, like I need to see what's happening to the dough, and that's no matter if I'm using 100 grams or 30 grams. I still want to judge based on what the dough looks like. It's not like just because I'm using 100 grams, that means I'm only going to do 2 hours. I'm still going to look for the clues in the bread and my cues that it is done fermenting rather than going based on the amounts of the starter that I've used. And so that's another thing that makes it easier, that I don't have to keep a precise measurement of the starter. So I am, once again, so happy that I did this experiment, so pleased with the result, because it's once again making the whole sourdough bread making process easier for me, and I very much appreciate that. Let me know what you think of this experiment down below. If you are making sourdough bread, let me know what is your percentage of sourdough starter to the flour and how that's working out for you. And that will be it for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.